Affinity Xtra, be extra.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Lady T Meets on Affinity Xtra. Right, today is a day that one can only dream, and has probably dreamt for a very long time. And I didn't think I would like geek out, but I've already done my geeking out. So I'm used. What you see now is just the professionalism of me trying to be calm right now. Okay, but honestly, when you get the confirmation that you are going to be speaking to one of the most iconic royalty of a gospel music group, siblings. Okay, I bet you're thinking, "Ooh, siblings. Is could it be? Could it be?" Well, you are about to find out. Joining me today are one of gospel music most loved sisters, with hits such as "Love, Peace, and Happiness," "Window." Are you starting to figure out who it is yet? Can you guess who it is yet? But what if I said "Lovely Day"? You got it right. You got it. Well, they've got those hits and so many others. It's none other than Lisa Nicole, Andrea Backer, and Daniel Torres, otherwise known as Out of Eden.
Wow, it's amazing.
Sorry, okay, I'm gonna calm down now.
No, that was a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, ladies. It is such an honor to have you all on Lady T Meets. Like, I am so elated. Like, I'm going to try not to smile too much because otherwise I got to remain professional with these things. I can't just be smiling all the way through and not ask you the questions.
No, do it. You are bringing us so much joy right now, just talking to you. We're taking all of your energy in. So yeah, bring it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we have a lot to cover. I mean, we've got over how many years of ground that we need to cover first. It's been a long time. And I have to say, like, do you guys age? It's like you haven't aged. You guys are like doing the Benjamin Button effect. Like you're growing, you're getting younger rather than, like
You're very kind. Tell that to my back. I was at the gym today, like, oh, my back feels every bit of this 30-year anniversary.
Did you find that when you got to a certain age, like it reminded you, like you are no spring chicken anymore? Like this is how old you are. Yeah. Yeah. I got that too. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you some really like fun, interesting questions. Now, since you're all sisters and you guys have been in a group for a long time and you would have experienced a lot of things. So let's see who's a well, you're all good eggs, but there's one of you might have a bit of, something. The truth is about to come out basically in this.
Okay,
so I'm gonna need all of you to answer this question. Okay. So who's likely to get a speeding ticket?
Lisa.
Oh, I'm going with Lisa for sure.
Not anymore, but there was a time when I was definitely the champion of the speeding tickets.
Really?
Oh yeah. I got this new car a long time ago. I got a X5, the BMW, and it's just much faster than I anticipated. I got three speeding tickets in the first like 2 or 3 weeks of having the car. Yeah, and several after that. But I haven't gotten a speeding ticket. So see, the thing is, I live in DC and speeding tickets are given via mail because we've got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
So I have learned my lesson after paying all my money to DC government that slow down.
It's like not anymore. Not again.
Yeah.
It stops now. It stops now. Okay. So when you guys used to do your recording, do recording all your songs, who would do more takes? Who did the most takes during recording?
I'd say me.
I don't know. That might be me because I always had a bad attitude.
I love the honesty.
real talk, it was probably me because Lisa would be like, come on, Danielle, you got this. And I'd be like, I don't even want to, typical teenager, like didn't want to do what I was told. So it would take me longer in the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Who took longer to get ready, or who takes longer to get ready still?
Oh, I'm super quick. Having kids when we were doing Out of Eden, I had to get ready really fast. So I've perfected that.
So I think it's definitely between Danielle and I, but I think this is the difference. Like I will be ready, but not ready. So like I'll be ready and then we're leaving and then I'll forget something. I'm like, oh, so then technically I'm causing us to be
you to be late.
where Danielle will be like 5 minutes and it's not necessarily 5 minutes.
Well,
Like
I'll wait till the last minute. So it doesn't take me long. It just takes me like a few minutes longer than I thought because I only gave myself 5 minutes to get ready. That's
fair.
my problem.
That's fair.
I love how you just break it down like that. Like, it's just a minute. So it's really
Right.
Brilliant.
I'd just give myself a little bit more time. I would still be short, but I'd be on time. But I never do.
Awesome. All right. Who's always late?
Oh.
That's I mean, if we're talking like 2 minutes, I'm usually about a minute or two late. I can't help it. I cannot figure out how do the people get there on time. I can't figure it out.
They leave early. Plan ahead.
As Lisa always says, Danielle, it's just math. It's just math. I'm like, whatever. I don't think so.
You
it's
have
deeper
to
than that.
work the time back.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. To be fair, Danielle has.
Who's more stubborn?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think we're all stubborn in our own ways. I think so. I think some ways may be more obvious than others or more out front, but I think we're very strong, minded and willed people. For sure. Andre's probably the least stubborn, but it's in there. And then Danielle and I can duke it out for first place.
It says we're gonna go head to head. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like it just depends on the day, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so who's the prayer warrior of the group?
Oh, I think
I'm gonna go with Danielle.
Yeah.
Probably me.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Keep those prayers going.
That's why she can't be on time because she's in
compensation.
I legitimately said to my husband this January, I was like, should we move to Nigeria for a couple of months just to learn from like Nigerian intercessors how to really pray? Like, so if that gives you any idea, I am dedicated to intercession.
Yes.
I love it.
I feel like Nigerian prayer and somebody praying in Spanish, like a pastor praying in Spanish, they're like neck and neck for who's most anointed. It is like it's amazing. I would love to see a battle of a Nigerian woman praying and a Hispanic man praying. And
I'm laughing so hard. A prayer battle.
But I have to say,
who won? How would you know who's won the prayer battle? Because it could just go on and on and on and on.
You just like snaps, or you could like clap after it's like, oh, that was tight. That was tight. What were you gonna say, Andrea?
I was gonna say it all stems from my mom though, because our mom is such a prayer warrior. I'll be like, Mommy, my throat, I have a little tickle. She's like, oh, let's pray right now, and it'll go on
and on. And on.
Yes. And we get that from her. I mean, there's nothing too small to pray about.
Oh gosh, yes. They really knew how to pray those prayers for sure. So I guess it's something that we've all picked up or something from them, which is very useful. Okay, who's the nerd of the group?
Oh, I'm for sure the nerd of the group. I was always like, can I go to school? I want to go to college. I want to be in medicine. Like that was always me during Out of Eden time.
Oh, man.
Doing algebra on the plane, reading books. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You really went in with the nerdy with the reading.
I embrace it. Yeah.
Yes, love it. Come on, we love it. We love it. All right. Who has a better fashion style?
Ooh.
Oh,
Danielle.
It just
Yeah.
depends on what
Danielle.
if you like outlandish. I'm in my corporate gear right now. But yeah, if you like outlandish, it's me. But each of us has our own style. So I think, throughout our history, people will pick like, oh, I like Lisa's style. I like Andrea's style. I'm team Danielle, so just
So
what you like best.
did people ever pitch you against each other when it came to like your styling and stuff? Like thinking, oh, she dresses better. Did that ever affect you guys?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Not pit against, but people will pick their favorite for sure.
Ah.
And like let us know my favorite. Yeah, we get that.
Yeah.
My favorite is really awesome. Okay, so in your best English accent, okay, there we go. Yeah.
Ooh.
You've been waiting. I bet you've been practicing this. I have a feeling somebody's been practicing this. Like you're ready for this. Okay, so in your best accent or English accent, can you say talking to Lady T has been jolly fabulous?
Oh. Now, which do you want? Are we posh? Are we, like what are we giving? Are we giving
I only have one.
Lady T has been
The
totally
fact that you
fabulous?
said posh or the other means
Are we
you,
like
that's
talking? Let me see.
let's do
What
the
is it
posh.
called? Cockney.
Okay, so talking to Lady T has been jolly fabulous.
I can't do it on demand.
You have to try. Okay.
Oh, come on, Lisa, you got it.
Go on.
First, I have to get into it a little bit because it's hard to just jump right in, you know what I'm saying, and just like jump right into the thing that you want me to say. But if I had to say it, I'd say talking to Lady T has been jolly fabulous. Literally, we've been watching English movies since we were children, and it's all I ever wanted to have.
Wow.
This is the moment Lisa has been waiting for since 5 years old.
Yeah, like my whole life. Right.
Oh my gosh, this is so great. I can't believe it. This is amazing. No, that was top. You know what? I've interviewed quite a lot of American artists, and you by far have actually spot on got the accent. I'm not just saying that either. I'm not just saying that, but you really have.
You have made my childhood dreams come true.
So brilliant. It is so good. Okay. Right. Andrea.
Yes.
Go on.
You want me to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, talking to Lady T has been jolly fabulous.
Talking to Lady T has been bloody fabulous.
Oh. Alvin is ratchet.
Apologies, that does not mean anything to us in the United States.
So sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh.
And Andrea's like the least likely to
That
was I love that.
I am so sorry if I offended anybody. We hear it like it's not like darn, like
darn, yeah, darn.
Talking to Lady T has been darn fabulous. That's what she meant to say.
Oh man,
I'm crying real tears.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
God,
that's
so
all my English.
Okay, let me see if I can. Can I go so we can see if we can redeem the moment?
Yes, yeah, please do. Go on.
I can't touch Lisa's accent, I have to say, but talking to Lady T has been surely fabulous.
Oh, very Bridgerton-esque. Very Bridgerton-esque.
I've never seen that show, but there you go.
She's prosperous.
Oh, very good. No, that was brilliant. Ladies, thank you so much for that. That was just brilliant. I'm never gonna forget this. This is just
Great.
Sorry.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Man.
Oh, I just gotta wipe the heat and the sweat from my eyes a little bit on that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get into it. Out of Eden, ladies, it's been such a long time. Like you cemented yourself in, musical history as, one of the best and biggest gospel groups. Because you have so many other groups that are siblings, but you ladies did just that, and you started in your teens. Like, whose idea was that? Like, oh, let's get together and just start singing. Like, who's? I feel like this is it Elisa or Danielle thing that this happened?
Actually, it was neither. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was. We were actually really young when we started singing. Growing up in Virginia, we would sing in the church, but it was really our mom who saw the potential in us. She would get us together and make us practice when everybody else was playing outside, and taught us harmonies and things like that. And when I was probably about maybe 10 or 11, she talked to one of her good friends, Sarah Gaines, from the group Billy and Sarah Gaines, and she was telling her that a big Christian record company in Nashville was looking for a girl's version of New Kids on the Block. So that's telling you how old it, this was back in the early 90s. And so we legit got our choreography, got our outfits, and created a video and sent it to the record label, and then moved to Nashville. And that's kind of where it all got started.
Oh my gosh. So did your parents actually allowed you to move to Nashville as teenagers? I would never think parents would. They guarded at the time, though.
Yeah, we moved as a family.
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. Wow. And obviously you got signed to Gaulty Records, which is, Mr. Toby Mac. Like, what was it like working with Toby and being on that label? Because I mean, for him to just see you guys and think, yes, okay, you guys are on. Like, what was that era like?
For me, it was awesome. I remember like working at the mall and being in school, and they would come by the mall and just like say hi, and I'd serve them pizza or say, what up? And then they would pick us up from school and take us to Toby's house, and he had a big studio downstairs. And we weren't allowed to really listen to a lot of secular music, or mainstream music rather, growing up. But we got to listen to it with them. They played us, a lot of old school music, just kind of really helped fill in the gaps in our musical education. And we would just watch, how they put beats together, how they put, songs together. Toby is an incredible writer, and I can't think of a better person to learn the craft of songwriting from. So we would just, we were just in the studio all the time, like after school, get in the studio and hang out. And it was really like the most exciting time, for I was 17, 18, like it was beyond exciting.
Yeah, I can imagine, because in your teens, usually you'd be like, hanging out with friends, school, just doing regular teenage stuff. But you were living a completely different, like, I guess, a different lifestyle. What was that like? Can I ask you, Danielle? Because living life as a normal teenager, but as someone in the spotlight, how did you guys navigate those areas in that time?
Yeah. It's interesting. I think in some ways we did it really well. And in some ways, I know for me personally, didn't do it as well, mostly because being, 13 years old, going on tour for the first time, people asking you questions about life, and I mean, literal matters of life and death, and thinking that because you're in the spotlight, surely you have all the
everything.
answers. Yeah, but you're young, you're going through your own thing, you're going through puberty. I mean, it's a lot to,
what do I know?
Right, exactly. Like it's a lot to take on the needs and the desires of everyone else when you're trying to figure it out. So I think we did it really well in that we stayed attached to the hem of the garment, if you will. Like we had mentors that helped keep us really focused, to keep us learning. And we had our older brothers, Gaulty, like they were really looking out for us. But it really wasn't until a few years later where I feel like my relationship with the Lord was matured. And then I felt like, oh, okay, I'm not just doing this for everybody else or because my mom raised us doing this. I'm doing it because I love the Lord for me and I understand his plan for my life. And so we all came to a point where we're like, yes, we want to be role models. We want to be an example for our generation.
Yeah. And did you feel like, and this is to you other ladies, like with your relationship with God, obviously as teenagers, you know so much, your pet you I guess you kind of like follow what your parents were doing, but you need to be praying, you need to be doing this, you need to be that, you need to know God. But at what point did you really understand God for yourself? Danielle's mentioned hers. Like, when was yours? When did your understanding really come in and be like, oh, wait a minute, it's not just my parents or our parents telling us that you need to know about God, you need to be a Christian?
Yeah, I think we had a very interesting upbringing in that for me, I'll speak for myself. Our mom was like our home was a very God-centric home.
Mm.
We didn't have a lot of competition in that sense. We went to a fun church. We had all Christian friends. Like we were very sheltered in that sense. And she would, I'll say make or develop the habit, helped us develop a habit of reading the Bible every day. So when we were kids, we had to read a psalm, a proverb, and 3 chapters of the New Testament every day. And the thing about God's word is it is alive and it is breathing and living and active. And even if you aren't thinking that you are being affected by it, it is affecting you.
Yeah.
So I think we had a realization and a relationship with God from an early age and had to overcome some things at an early age that help that relationship become more meaningful. But I think it was probably in my 20s that I really understood certain concepts like lordship or like, just, okay, you are Lord and I am supposed to do what you say, not just you are my father, but you are actually, like there are rules and guidelines and things that you want me to adhere to for my benefit. And that kind of came more in my early 20s, I'd say.
Awesome. And for you, Andrea?
Yeah, I would say that after being, on the DC Talk tour when we were teenagers, I remember we would still hang out with some of the older adults that, like in their 20s, that had been on the road with us. Mm-hmm. And they introduced us to a church here in Nashville. It's Bethel World Outreach Center. And that was the first time that I really took on my relationship with God for myself and learning for myself. And I feel like transitioning from like youth group where you kind of have to go and you're going for social reasons to sitting in a service where you have to ingest the information and really, learn it for yourself. The pastor was so dynamic that it just helped with that transition. Like, this isn't just my parents' religion. This is now like my relationship with God. Yeah. And it really, really developed our faith.
Yeah, I can imagine so. And because some people will just continue because they're parents, but not really finding that actual relationship, like that moment for themselves with God and building their own relationships. And, and often when they don't, life takes a different journey. But yeah. So before we talk about today, how was it when you found out about your Grammy? Because obviously you got your albums. People just still be listening, but to get your first Grammy nomination, like, where were you when you found out? Or what, can you remember what you were doing or where you were?
Probably on the road. probably on the road doing a show. I can't really remember.
I remember when our manager told us, and I remember we were very excited. Now, where we were, what we were doing, I'm not so sure about. but I definitely remember it being a big milestone, and it was towards the latter part of our career, but it felt like this beautiful culmination for me, at least.
Yeah, same. It was the record that I produced without any other producers. And so I think, as a young woman producer, like that was pretty awesome, to know that that record was the one that the Grammys recognized.
That would be like, yeah. So some of you other guys couldn't really do it, but here I am. What can I say? A little, but just brag a little bit. I'm gonna brag, which is great. Yeah, I think that's amazing because and now we've come a long way in music where you're seeing like a lot more women who are getting nominated for producing, for writing, and really coming out there as well. Okay, so now we kind of touched upon back then because that was important, but now like how has it been sort of coming back into the music, because you saw the music industry back in the 90s and you see the music industry now in the millennial, like have you found any struggles or kind of things that are a bit alien to you, or like can we actually do this? Like how has that transition been, like coming back into music?
Mm.
Well, I'll say, the interesting thing about Out of Eden is we retired right before the digital age. So our footprint is in people's minds, in their hearts, in their CD players. You know what I mean? We made it to like streaming, but we didn't make it to social media and all of those things. So coming back and saying, we need to re-engage, we need to tell people about this. That has been really interesting because social media has changed the landscape of how people get information, So we've been really blessed to have like shows like yours. Thanks for having us on,
Yes.
spreading the word. We love that. But yeah, re-engaging people, establishing a presence on social media has been really interesting. And then there's also the personal aspect, whereas before Andrea had kids, but Lisa and I did not. And so we're just with motherhood and working and all the things, we're just in a totally different place. It's like a brand new experience.
Yeah, I can imagine because like especially like I was talking to someone recently as well where like they had really good hits before social media, and it's just like they feel like trying to now re-enter into the music with new music, but then with social media it's just like nobody knows who they are, but those who know. But I guess it's trying to reintroduce yourself to a new audience, to a new group of like consumers as well. So yeah, it's just like a reintroduction of yourself and just like, oh my gosh, how do we do this?
I will say one advantage that I feel like we have is that we already did it. Like we did it. You know what I mean? We
Yep.
have nothing to prove. We released, 6 studio albums, 7 albums. We toured all over the world. We were able to minister with some of the biggest names. And then we were like, okay, like like Danielle said the other day, like this term wasn't available to us, but we just ghosted. We were like, bye. So now like coming back, like this was really about just what felt like God's timing and wanting to celebrate our anniversary. So I feel like personally, I feel less pressure. It's really a way to say thank you. It's really a way to our fans, to our listeners, to people like you who supported us. And it's not, and yes, we would love to gain new listeners. Absolutely. And, but it just feels a little bit lighter to me. Like, yes, there's the pressure of what are we supposed to post? Oh my gosh, because that's a real thing. But I think there's just a grace there for us to just kind of like,
Just go with
do
it. Yeah, just do what
go
you
with it.
yeah,
Do what we
exactly.
can do and what you
Yeah,
can't do. I think you learn that, also like in motherhood and having a career and all that. It's
yeah,
like you can do what you can do, what you can't do, you can't do.
you
So
can do
you're only one
just keep
Yeah.
person.
you. Yeah,
I will
exactly.
say that it's also been fun, I think, with social media and with artists really having control over their social media, like how they want to, their creative direction. We've had a lot of fun with putting out content, creating videos. This is something that we would not have personally done back then. You had your marketing team, you had your creative director that all handled that. Yeah. And so your image was always set for that album or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it's so fun to see how young people are using social media. They may not have as many albums as us or have the history, but their follower, like they're getting so many followers from just being creative, putting themselves out there. So we're kind of learning from them as well, and Indeed. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I can imagine, that content creation. Woo!
it's hard.
Yeah, but little promo, follow us on Out of Eden Official on Instagram, Out of Eden on Facebook, Out of Eden Official on TikTok.
Come on. Let's see that. We're gonna list all the social media platforms that you guys are on. So we're gonna have that. Right. 30 years of Out of Eden. Wow. Like just say that. I'm like 30 years. Crazy. That's crazy. Like you guys have like nobody, like you said, you've done it. Nobody can take that away for you because you've etched yourself in history and musical history, and you have a legacy as well. And and you're about to celebrate that 30th anniversary of of from when the first album was made. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I think it's brilliant. So what's going to be happening with the 30-year anniversary? Like, what should we be sort of excited about or looking forward to? What are your plans for this? Because like from that first album to now, that must be, let's talk about that.
Yes. So, well, as you know, we released Lovely Day 3.0.
Wait, before you said 3.0. Okay. I know we talked about this before before we got on air, but tell us why it's 3.0, please, because which one was 2.0, 1.0? Because I was a little bit.
Go ahead, Danielle. You got the
making me tell the story. Well, we decided on 3.0, one, because it's our 30-year anniversary, but also because wasn't our first Lovely Day like 2.0? Bill Withers was the original artist who wrote and released Lovely Day. And we were one of the first people to remake it. If not, I don't know if we were the first or one of the first.
I'd say you're the first because I didn't know anybody else had done it. So yeah, I'll just take it as the first. You were the first.
Yeah, so it was like the first time most of the world heard it in a different way. And so since then, most of the remakes, they've all been great, but they've all like carried the same vein, the same. And so, Lisa was like, what if we were to completely reimagine it for today? Like if we release this song today, what would it sound like? And so that's why we were like, oh, it's 3.0.
Okay. And whose idea was it to do that style for Lovely Day? Because when I first heard it, I was like, wait a minute. Like, wait, this has got such a poppy Afro kind of like vibe to it. Whose idea was that?
I think it was born out of conversations of us talking about what we're listening to or what kind of music we like. And I remember being a little bit stressed because we needed to record it and I didn't have it done. And I was doing laundry and I came upstairs with the laundry and I just started going, when I da 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 da, and I was like, and I grabbed my phone and recorded it, sent it to my friend Darian Duncan, who produced the track for us, and did like a rough demo and was like, please God, let Andre and Danielle look like this. And they did. And it just feels like fresh and it feels like what we would do now. If we came out now, I feel like that's a song that we would do. And that's kind of the vision behind most of this project.
Yeah, definitely. And then, going back to celebrating 30 years, like, how does that feel for you guys? Just thinking 30 years in music, like that's such longevity. Is that the word? Longevity. Yeah.
I like how you say it.
Longevity, yes. So how does that feel like, just coming looking back and then now, like, how does that feel for you guys?
I still feel 29. So I don't know who had a 30-year anniversary, but surely it was not me. No, honestly, like it feels like a really great time to honor the legacy. Like that's what it feels like. It does feel like we're still young. It does feel like music has moved in so many cool ways since we were out. And since then, there's so many people that have stayed connected to our music, and like whether it's writing us letters or I mean, from the old school to like, following us on social media, like there's just been so many people we wanted to say thank you to for all the years of keeping us top of mind, even after we were like, okay, bye. So this was just the perfect time to honor legacy.
Yeah, love it. Andrea, I know you wanted to say something.
Oh, let's see, what was I going to say? Well, I've been on a deep dive of Out of Eden because, I mean, it has been 30 years. And, for a long time, I didn't really listen to our music. I kind of listened to some of the newer stuff when our kids were little because they wanted to hear it and, sing to Greater Love and Looking for Love and all those things. But just going back and thinking about what we were singing at 15, there weren't very many people singing about, teenage love and, just the difficulties of that and the difficulties of having a relationship with God when your peers, don't want anything to do with it. So, it's nice to reflect and just think about how, Lisa especially wrote music that still to this day impacts my life. I know just recently with everything in, the news, I'm sure you guys, hear about all the things happening in America.
Yep.
I can really turn on All You Need and really be ministered by it. And,
wow.
There are just songs like I Am the One that, still impact me to this day. So it's exciting to be back out and I'm excited to see what Lisa writes for potentially some new songs that we have. And I think that we'll still, talk about relevant topics to this day. So
absolutely. Yeah. And just putting this question to you, Lisa and Danielle. Andrew talked about songs that, that impacted her that you guys sang. What were the songs that you wrote or sang that impacted you?
That's a great question. That impacted me then or impact me now?
Still, till now.
Still.
Yeah.
So I definitely think All You Need is one that stands out for me. And I would also say Secret is one that stands out for me because I'm a worship leader for my church here. I'm on staff with the church, and we are very focused on like evangelism and discipleship and things like that. And a song like that just speaks about like living your life out loud and just reminds me, I can be very introverted and just kind of be in my lane and not want to talk to anybody, but it just reminds me to look around and engage the people that are around me. So yeah, Secret for sure.
Awesome.
It's a good one. For me, I'd have to say a song called Draw You Near. It says like when the world loses its luster and you're feeling sad and lonely. It's so emotional, not only because it was written in an emotional time in our lives, but also just like Andrea said, like those lyrics are relevant for today. Also, we did a song with the Katinas called Here's My Heart, which surprises us because it's like our most streamed, most YouTube like song. And I don't think we even realized that until a couple of years ago that these things that song in particular had kind of become what we'd call like a cult favorite. And I started listening to it again a couple of years ago and was like, I can see why.
The revelation.
Yes, so that one. And then the funniest one to me is a song called Daylight Today, because it's talking about this crazy day that we're having, but we talk about gas being $1.93, and we were all like, at the time, it was like, can you even imagine if gas was $1.93?
So expensive.
Yeah. Now that's super cheap, so it's hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. And I think it's important to that, you have your own songs. Like, as much as it impacts everybody else, it's got to be able to do something for you and, keep going, have that longevity to continue to impact you as well. So thank you for those. So 30 years, and I know that there's something coming, isn't there? You've released Lovely Day 3.0.
Yes.
So, and I feel like that's just a little taster, or that's a little like, here you go for now. But what's the but?
Yes, so we will be heading into the studio to work on a full EP. Our hope and dream is to like reimagine some of our popular songs and some of our deep cuts that didn't make it to radio, that only like the diehard people remember. And also have a couple new songs on that project as well. So we're looking for like spring 2025 is the hope for that. Yeah.
So I am so excited. Like, it sounds like I'm just like really like maybe over exaggerate, but I am genuinely excited because that ghosting, you really ghosted us for those years. Like that's not even funny. Like no, that was hard. That was hard.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
So the fact that you're coming back now, please. With every force and energy that you have, we want to see that. We want to see the EP.
Oh, thank you.
We definitely want to see it. But honestly, ladies, it's been so, I know we could go on for so long because there's so much that we could really talk about. But I think it was just a way for me to obviously get to speak to you guys, but then for the world to really see like, oh my gosh, Out of Eden, you guys have not aged, because this is great. And two, that you're still here. You guys have still got those hits. People are still loving it. People are still supporting it. And you've got something coming for the new generation. And obviously for us old folks, that's still day ones. For your day ones, there's still something coming. So I'm so excited for you guys. Like it's going to be so good. So good. But question is, in terms of sound wise, are you going to be playing around with lots of different genres, or are you going to kind of do something with what you used to do before, or how is that going to play out?
So I feel like we played around with a lot of different genres. We were primarily pop R&B, but we were, we did hip hop. Like our first record, I don't know any other girl group that had rap on their album, and early in the beginning.
Back then.
Disco, techno. Yeah, so I think
rock and roll,
right?
Oh
This
yeah,
Is Your Life.
Yes,
you really experimented. We
did, and I'm grateful that we had the latitude to do that. I'm grateful that Gaulty didn't try to constrain us or restrain us, and we were able to just have fun, have fun with music. We love all kinds of music. I mean, you could poll us and we all could give a different, favorite band or different favorite genre. And so it was really fun to experiment with that. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where we go with this project. I mean, I'm interested. We're not done yet, so we've got some ways to go. So we'll see.
Right, easy. So we're not done yet, so that means there's a lot to happen. So whatever you do, whether it's country, whatever genre, listen, you got me. You got me for life.
I don't see us doing the country.
But we did live in Nashville, so we can whip up we can do some country harmonies real quick.
Yes.
You know what? I can't wait to see you guys in person. So will you be going on tour as well? Will you be like doing performances in the new year when the EP launches as well? Like, will you go on the road with it?
We're open to it. Are you going to bring us over across the pond? Bring us across the pond. We'll come.
Oh,
right?
Okay. Okay. Listen, okay. Okay. Now you put that there, I feel like, I mean, not a lot of pressure, but now my mind is going to start thinking, right, how can we do this? How can we make it work? I'm going to start thinking of ways. Listen, guys, who knows? 2025, Out of Eden in London.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
We would love it. The last time we were
so
there.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be so good. So good.
Yeah.
Okay. So with timing wise, Lau, can you just let us know how people can get in touch with you and anything else that we need to know? Yeah. Andrea, do you want to do it or yeah?
Sure. Okay. So y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but on Instagram, it's Out of Eden Official. And on Facebook, it's Out of Eden. So we have our page, our main page there. And on all streaming platforms, you can find our music, Spotify, all of the major platforms. So
there you go. See, you didn't get it wrong. You're all good.
You're brilliant. You're brilliant.
You're brilliant. Except for that other thing that you didn't do quite well. But I'm not gonna.
You were jolly brilliant. Not
apologies. I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
So the rest of the day, we're just gonna have our accent.
You should. I think it's brilliant. It's so good. Listen, ladies, Out of Eden, it has been such a pleasure to speak to you guys. Or ladies, sorry, because this is a great moment for me. Like I'm made. This is my weekend made. Like this is nobody can try to do nonsense and be like, listen. Hello, like what are you no, but this is such a great time for me, and I'm so excited that I get to speak to you guys and also let people know about what's to come. Like you guys are still around. Like you may have ghosted. I'm not going to put that against you, like I said, but you are still here and you are coming back with some more amazing stuff. So thank you so much for your time, and yeah, we appreciate you and we love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. This was so much fun. We appreciate you having us on. Thanks to all the listeners for hanging out with us.
Yes. Definitely. All right, guys, until next time, I will catch you on the next Lady T Meets. God bless and stay tuned. Remember to like and subscribe on the channel. God bless you. Bye, lady.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this content. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and make a comment down below. Or even more so, check out our website, www.affinityxtra.com for more information.